Child Care Reporting Requirements. Produced by the Community Care Licensing Division of the California Department of Social Services. On screen, a provider fills out an injury report.
As a licensed child care provider, you are required to submit reports to Community Care Licensing.
Series host.
So that the records of your business are always current. While center and home-based providers share most of the same reporting requirements, some requirements and forms are specific to each type of license. Here, we'll review what information you'll need to report, how you'll provide it, and why it's in your best interest to do so.
3 licensing representatives speak.
Licensed child care providers must make sure that any reports required by licensing are current, accurate, and submitted in a timely fashion.
These reports enable us to stay up to date with any changes that may have occurred at your facility. Also, reports of unusual incidents enable us to protect the health and safety of children in care, as well as the larger community.
Meeting reporting requirements is part of your partnership with us and makes it possible for us to help you serve children and families.
The host speaks, and the questions she asks are displayed on a whiteboard.
What reports am I required to submit to licensing? There are 2 types of reports. One type is unusual incidents.
The report appears Form LIC 624B for family child care homes and LIC 624 for child care centers.
These reports are required of both family child care homes and centers.
The host speaks as the corresponding content is displayed on screen.
Some examples of unusual incidents that must be reported include outbreaks of communicable diseases, such as mumps or measles, suspected child abuse. Also, incidents that put children in danger, such as their wandering away from the facility unattended, and injuries to children that require medical intervention. The other type of report is related to the overall operation of your facility, such as personnel changes, address changes, and modifications to your facility. Some reports are specific to family child care homes, and others are specific to child care centers. For example, family child care providers must report information about any adult moving into or out of the home where the facility is operated. Child care centers must report certain personnel issues, such as the appointment of a new facility director and changes in board membership. How and when should I file these reports? Because of their nature, unusual incident reports must be filed by phone and in writing. Phone reports must be made no later than the department's next working day following the event. A completed written report describing the incident in detail must be received by licensing, either by mail or fax, within 7 days of the event. Reports that involve personnel changes must be reported to licensing within 10 days of making the change. All reporting forms are available on the Community Care Licensing website. It's recommended that you download the forms that are applicable to your facility and print multiple copies to keep on file for ready access. Any adult working at your facility can file a report, but it is the licensee's responsibility to ensure the report was filed with the department. Am I required to file reports with agencies other than Community Care Licensing? Some events must be reported to more than one government agency. For example, events involving a public health risk, such as an outbreak of a communicable disease, must also be reported to the Department of Public Health. Events involving any sort of criminal violation must be reported to local law enforcement authorities. And events involving suspected child abuse must also be reported to a child protective agency. What happens when I file a report? All reports are maintained in the facility file. Reports may be followed up by a phone call or a site visit depending on the situation to ensure that the children in care are safe. Let's review some of the key points about required reporting. Unusual incidents, such as suspected child abuse and epidemic outbreaks, must be reported to licensing by phone, followed by a written report. You must also report any changes to your facility, including personnel changes, modifications to the facility, and address changes. By providing all required information about your facility, You're working with licensing to promote a safe and healthy environment for children in care while remaining in compliance.
Copyright 2016, State of California.